The NBA stopping play in light of the shooting of yet another unarmed black man is historical and truly is a great attempt at stopping this outrage cycle. As things stand now, an unarmed black man gets killed by the police, and the country expresses outrage for 3 days. Then it fades into the background and we become numb to hashtag Black Lives Matter, or we turn a victim into a brand that forces people to become numb to it as well. As exhibited by George Floyd's death in May and now with Jacob Blake, things still haven't changed in this country. If we were paying attention to the media, you'd think that we had solved police brutality and the massive race equality that exists in this country after the protests in June. What really happened was that white America patted themselves on the back and then became numb to Black Lives Matter. And the government and authority figures just waited the public out until they forgot about it, so they didn't actually have to make any change. The injustice didn't stop. People just got bored. But with each shooting, we repeat the same cycle. It's the same cycle of school shooting. We express dismay and say, how is this still happening? How have we not figured this out? Then we protest. Then we let it fade into the background. This is not to draw heat or to shame those who protest or genuinely care. It's to outline the ineffectiveness of this cycle. The NBA stoppage gives light to an old theory of Booker T. Washington on black liberation. He said that blacks need to live and work separately from whites in order to show whites how they desperately need blacks. Booker T. Washington was correct in regards to this, because if you look at American history, every step of the way, white people have profited off the labor of black people. The NBA has one black owner, who is literally Michael Jordan, and that is it. Despite this, 80% of the players are black. The NBA is the biggest generator of generational wealth for African Americans in this country. That's screwed up. The owners need these players to make money. Fans need these players in order to watch basketball. This boycott, strike, holdout, play stoppage, whatever you want to call it, will work. It will force owners to use their money to create change in this country, instead of donating to Donald Trump and his racist task force of kissers. I'm looking at you, DeVos, Dolan, Buss. It also forces fans to reevaluate their stances, to use their voice at the ballot box to bring basketball back, by voting for those who will help end this relentless oppression. This isn't black players holding America hostage. This is black players saying that until I can walk down the street without having to be worried about being killed by the state, I'm not playing. This public of a strike will force change. It will have to. It's a big risk by the NBA to use their social capital for this attempt to make change and to get justice. If this doesn't work, well, it says a lot about how failed and how racist of a society America is. Now, let's not get things twisted. Let's clear some things up for the hateful and the confused. This work stoppage isn't about the shooting of Jacob Blake or the killing of George Floyd or the killing of Breonna Taylor. It would be wrong to think this is about one shooting in one city. This is frustration and anger that after 400 years of racial oppression, that there has not been nearly enough change. Each killing of an unarmed black man just adds to the frustration, and that's why each killing seems to act as a tipping point for emotions. On the same note, the criminal record of George Floyd or Jacob Blake literally does not matter at all. Cops are not supposed to be the judge, jury, or the executioner. If you think that somehow cops killing unarmed black men because of previous wrongdoings is okay, then you need to go get some mental help and go to therapy. Here's another thing you should know. Saying shut up and dribble or saying that NBA players shouldn't be political because that's not their job, saying that is inherently racist. LeBron James isn't out here debating tax cuts or Medicare for all. He's simply asking that you acknowledge his personhood and that he has the same rights as you. If you think that somehow that's a political stance, you're a racist. Athletes aren't monkeys in the zoo for your entertainment. There are far too many white people who have the slave plantation mindset. Those who were crying over a boycott were just pleading for peaceful protest. These people don't actually care. They just want black people to shut up. They voted for a guy who called Kaepernick a because he kneeled during the national anthem. They don't care about the medium the messenger uses. They just don't want to hear from the messenger at all. We have to end this outrage cycle, or we'll simply grow numb to it like school shootings. I don't know about you, but the last school shooting I remember is the Parkland shooting. That was 2 years ago in 2018. There were 45 school shootings in 2019. We cannot let ourselves become numb to this racial injustice. We cannot enable a permanent second-class citizenship through apathy and normalcy. This NBA work stoppage is a step in the right direction. Don't let those on the right, and I say the right wing because let's be honest, if you're opposing fighting racial inequality, you're a racist conservative chump. Don't let those on the right try to persuade you that this work stoppage is somehow bad, whether it be mentioning the jobs of those who work at the stadium, or people being bored, or some moron hypocrisy gotcha thing that smooth-brained Charlie Kirk came up with. This work stoppage, if it happens, is happening for the right reasons. There's no freedom until we're equal, and I mean truly equal. And if that means reparations or a political revolution, then so be it.